World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Good day. This is World News in 5 here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. United Nations or UN Special Envoy for Syria, Geir Pedersen, said on Tuesday that the most important test facing Syria following the ouster of President Bashar al-Assad is the organization and implementation of a political transition. Speaking to reporters in Geneva, Pedersen said Syria needs credible and transitional arrangements in Damascus that represent the broadest spectrum of Syrian society. Pedersen added such a process could clear the way for the lifting of international sanctions and the return of refugees, while a failure would mean the risk of new conflict in Syria. It is noted that Syrian rebel commander Ahmad al-Shara'a, widely known as Abu Muhammad al-Golani, pledged on Tuesday to release the names of senior officials from ousted President Bashar al-Assad's government who were involved in torturing the Syrian people. Meanwhile, a German government statement late on Monday said German Chancellor Olaf Scholz and French President Emmanuel Macron welcomed the end of the Assad regime and said they are prepared to work together with the new rulers on the basis of fundamental human rights and the protection of ethnic and religious minorities. In other news overseas, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Tuesday that only decisiveness can bring Russia's war in Ukraine to an end and bring lasting peace. Days after talks with French President Emmanuel Macron and United States or US President-elect Donald Trump, Zelensky said working together to bring an end to the war is the top priority, and he expressed gratitude to Trump for his strong resolve to bring this war to a fair end. The Ukrainian leader further said he told Trump that Russian President Vladimir Putin fears only him and perhaps China. Zelensky's comments come amid questions about the level of support for Ukraine as US leadership transitions from President Joe Biden's administration to a new Trump term next month. The United States under Biden has led efforts to organize billions of dollars in military aid for Ukraine, including ammunition and air defenses to defend against Russian attacks. And news from the Philippine Foreign Service Post, the Philippine Embassy in Japan, under the auspices of its Gender and Development or GAD program, and in connection with the 18-day campaign to end violence against women or VOW, organized a seminar for the Filipino community to discuss the rights and laws pertaining to VOW at the multipurpose hall of the embassy. The seminar, entitled Tama Na, Enough is Enough, highlighted the vow realities among Filipinos in Japan, including the various forms of abuse experienced from spouses and partners, such as physical and emotional abuse, and the social stigma associated with vow. Chargé d'Affaires ad interim Charmaine A. Cernachua, speaking on behalf of Ambassador Mylene J. Garcia Albano, highlighted that based on the estimates of the United Nations Entity for Gender Equality for the Empowerment of Women or UN Women and statistics released by the Japanese government, approximately 1 in 3 women have been subjected to physical and or sexual violence. Ms. Jamil R. San Jose, legal officer of the Philippine Embassy and a trained lawyer in the Philippines, served as the foreigners resource person. San Jose presented the relevant Philippine and Japanese laws related to vow, most notably the country's respective constitutions. She also discussed the Philippines Republic Act No. 922 or the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children Act of 2004 and Japan's Act No. 31 of April 13, 2001 or the Act on the Prevention of Spousal Violence and the Protection of Victims, whose most recent revision took effect in April 2024. The embassy also shared the various assistance it provides to victims of abuse through its assistance to nationals or ATN unit, such as counseling, legal and repatriation assistance, and referral to local entities for the provision of temporary shelter, food, and clothing. The available assistance programs offered by the Japanese government were also disseminated to the attendees. And that concludes today's edition of World News in 5. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this has been Steph Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.